Hey Greene, I'm here. I'm in the building. Shawn P. Greene. Look, with the nice fresh dew. Look at that. Best that I can get. Hope you guys can hear me. Listen, it's Thursday night, February 1st, 2024. And I don't know, it's been a lot of changes over the last year. And right now I'm planning on working on season 4. So today this is just an introduction. Not going to be on here too long. I just want to let people know I am planning to come back with some new ideas, some new material. I think I've been saying that for a long time, but this time I really mean it. So, um, I mean it. I adjust myself here. So, Shawn P. Greene, ShawnPGreene.com. It's Thursday night, 6:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Buffalo, New York. As you can see, this is my little studio that I've created for the last couple of years, anyways. And just, you know, just making some plans. So, what I really want to do, those are watching on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page or my uh, X now. It's called X, no longer is it called Twitter. But if you are watching, thank you for watching and listening, and make a comment if you'd like. Maybe we'll bring it in. But the bottom line is I don't know why I say we, me, myself, and I, going to be doing a lot of new things. And I have been doing some new things so far, probably for the last year and a half. About a year and a half now. I've been leading Bible study Wednesday mornings at the Bread of Life Church in South Buffalo. And we are deep in, our second teaching as of yesterday into Bible chronology. And we're getting into it, man. There's people got questions. And so we're taking a little bit slower than I was anticipating. I was hoping to get through the whole Bible in a year, but man, the way we're starting out, we can't get past Abraham right now. But we're starting out. We're taking our time. If people aren't ready to advance, we're going to make sure that we hit on topics that are very important. And I will eventually start doing that for my Bible studies on my channel as well. For those of you that have been logged in and subscribed, you see that I've uploaded a bunch of Bible study videos back in September or December of 2023. The whole book of Luke I went through one day at a time and leading up to Christmas. I've also done just a couple books. I did Romans 3 and Genesis 3. So I'll just kind of give you an idea of what kind of direction I'm going with some of the Bible studies. All right. Right now I'm my health has gotten better. For those who have been tuning into that as well since last July. July 14th, I had just to catch people up to speed, I had a fourth heart attack. So July 14th. On the 19th, I had open heart surgery, single bypass. A lot of issues with cholesterol, some blood sugar levels, and some major work had to be done on the inside of my chest here. And I'm still feel the effects of it. I have a lot of scar tissue. It's a little tight in some areas. My breathing is not as bad as it was coming out of the operation. As you can, people that are watching me when I was in operation and during the recovery time, my voice was kind of like real raspy and, so I was just getting through it. But that said and done, my voice is recovered. I'm doing much better, going through physical rehab or cardio rehab twice a week at the Veterans Administration here in Buffalo. And so they've been trying to work me to get my heart rate, steady, my muscular system a little bit better, and just overall health, blood pressure, everything, blood sugar, just monitoring everything, making sure that I'm in good shape. So over the course of the last 3 years, probably lost about 70 pounds. But since the operation, it was about 20 of that, maybe 25, roughly, maybe 15 to 20. So yeah, I had some weight loss, about 193 now, which is very close to what the standard rate of my height should be. But they still consider me obese in some cases, which I don't feel obese, but certainly feel a lot less obese than I was a couple of years ago. So that's what's going on health wise. I'm still doing well. I'm doing recovery. I'm strengthening myself as much as possible. Going through doctor's appointments left and right, just to making sure that everything's going well. Apart from that, again, Bible studies Wednesday mornings, and just being part of the media and music worship team at the church, taking care of my 21-year-old autistic daughter, visiting periodically the family in Florida and Georgia, and just trying to be a human being best that I can. Uh, and I do have I'm on the hotline too. My neighbor, which we'll get back to him. So for those of you people that were tuned in before, we had quite a bit of snowstorm, which is weird because we were in Florida at the time and we came up during the snowstorm. So we could have been here a week later, but we ended up staying a little bit, leave a little earlier. And I had my reasons for that, but I just wanted to make sure I was home during the storms in case anything unusual could happen around the house. And, if you looked around the neighborhood, you'll see post snowstorm plus post during the meltdown, everybody's gutters seem to have had an issue. So it froze over so hard and so many different houses that gutters all over the neighborhood fell out. So I'm glad I was here for that. Luckily, my gutters, they're still new because I just got it done and my roofing was done in the summer. So I eluded some of that issue, but it was still bent. And so I got to still work on that a little bit. Other than that, it's still in the 30s. It's cold, but I like the seasons. Now, as far as anybody who does pay attention to sports, yes, our Buffalo Bills did not advance to the AFC Championship game again. And Kansas City Chiefs were in the way of that. So, of course, now the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl against San Francisco 49ers. I was hoping that was going to be the Detroit Lions versus the Buffalo Bills, like a lot of people in this country were considering and hoping for that. Didn't happen. So, we're still loyal Bill fan. We're still loyal to our city. What else? Again, this is going to be very brief. My normal broadcast will be, 45 minutes to an hour. Today, real short introduction of what's to come. Figure I set it off. February has been my month to launch the next season of whatever we're doing, for a broadcast. So I figured it was a good time to introduce a couple things. Now, you'll notice that sometimes I'll put some personal videos up too from the past. The previous one that I have up is when the Baltimore Ravens played in the Super Bowl against the New York Giants and they defeated them. Well, a week before that, my friend of mine, we followed all the players that we could all over Tampa Bay. different locations, different parties, or whatever was happening. And we got some cool footage. The part that I regret is I didn't get the footage of me with the Super Bowl trophy at the end of it because the Ravens weren't as popular as the Giants were, so there was less attention on them by the general population. And Ravens were kind of a young team compared because they moved from Cleveland originally, their franchise. So they weren't really as a popular pick for the Super Bowl. Um, so we were lucky enough to be able to be in all these little spaces where the Ravens were. All right. So apart from that, that video is up. I got some more personal videos coming up. I had a young lady that was, I consider like my niece, that passed in December, right after her birthday. Got a lot of videos of her as a young girl with us growing up with her cousins and my nieces from my sister's kids. And so we got a lot of cute videos of a lot of them that will be coming up this year on this channel. But also, the online Bible study video series that I kind of created through this. I got a lot of my old videos that I put up there. Some old teachings that I was just kind of testing out, playing around with. I've been since I would say probably the late '90s is when I was deep into studying and researching not just Christianity, but just religion and cultures and everything else. I mean, even before that, when I was in the U.S. Navy, 89 is when I entered, but 1990s and onward, been really studying world religions and cultures. And the Navy took me so many great places to really have a hands on experience with all that. And I do have many of those types of videos also on my channel, but some of them are not PG, and that's why you won't see them searching for it on my channel. A lot of it is really exclusive to a lot of my Navy buddies from the U.S. Navy times, and they watch it as a reminiscent of the days past while we were in the service. So I do have those videos up on my channel, but they are what do you call it? They are not private, but they are unlisted, so you won't find them. So I do have a lot of that stuff too, and maybe I'll make a G version of some of my experiences from the Navy eventually, but that's going to be happening maybe. I don't know when. I don't have a plan just yet, but that's something I do plan to try to do. Um, and apart from that, I mean, we had, the short films that I have. You go to my website, ShawnPGreene.com, you'll see it. There's links to projects, I'll just go right there. You see, Eye on the Road is something I continuously work on. I drive all over the country back and forth, so I take dash cam videos and I post them up. And sometimes I'm just putting snippets up right now of certain conditions that I've run across: fog, snow, what have you. Online Bible study videos. These are links to old and new videos that of Bible teachings that I do, plus some things that I like. Other playlists that I've created under that. There's an account I have specifically for videos like that. Too Much Bowl. Too Much Bowl is my production company that I've been using for the 48-hour film projects that I do periodically. Usually it's once a year in the summer. Some of my projects are there. Fudge and Wowo. The Fudge and Wowo update has been going on since 2012. Me and my daughter Mariah, and one of them is right here on the front page. Fudge and Wowo update from November. We made a song together and we sang it. So that was one of those projects. Also got Fudge Witless News, which is kind of like laying and waiting for anything, substantial to come from that. That's some videos that I've recorded on the scene of certain newsworthy events that I personally had encountered. Non-fest TV is this little thing that me and my father we created just to have a show that's celebrating nothing, and yet we're celebrating everybody and people that we interview. A couple of videos on that, and then the gaming, of course, I haven't done nothing with. So hopefully, maybe I'll be involved in a gaming projects again someday. Of course, I got posts. If you want to look at some of the posts that I put up there, some short articles, commentary, some Bible studies and teachings, some things about me and other websites, and then my podcasts. So this is one of the podcasts, the Shawn P. Greene Show. The Bread Unlimited podcast is something that I've done with the church. And that is another thing that we're working on, is to do a podcast inside the building. And we're working on creating and developing that space within the building to have some cool interviews with cool people around Western New York that are in Christianity, so to speak. And that's it. I mean, that's all I really have to say. Religious wise, I also have my former pastor. My former pastor. Hang on, somebody keeps calling me. My former pastor. His name is David A. Garcia. Pastored a church in Florida I went to. He was there for 30 years. 30 years. From 88 to 2018. He was the senior pastor, him and his wife. And he has got a new YouTube channel. And I think I want to get to that real quick. But it's on David A. Garcia 352. So, and which is right here. There it is. So I'm going to go to the channel real quick. Okay, David A. Garcia 352, and I'll bring this up so you can see it a little bit better. And he is doing a teaching every other Thursday night. Tonight at 7 p.m., I'm asking that you tune in. I'm going to be part of the live chat, but you'll be able to watch him, go to his live. It's coming up. You can subscribe right now, notify, get the notification, subscribe to his channel. But we've launched this when I was in Florida for him, and he is now doing his second broadcast. The first one he did 2 weeks ago from his house. It's a great teaching because it's really, think about this, 40 years of teaching knowledge compiled into one. And it's really just reading his description. It says it's broadcasting life-changing messages to help viewers in many ways. So it's his lifestyle. It's practical knowledge of understanding of life on a biblical scale, biblical perspective. And I highly recommend, it's going to give you a lot of insight on just being a Christian, just how to be a Christian, just a normal way to engage in godly things as a Christian. And then, today's, I think he's talking about something about worry. Let me see the title. His title is Winning Over Worry. So that's going to be his theme for today. So I highly recommend you go check that out. David A. Garcia 352. That's, you got to go to @, but I'll get that. I'm going to make a link to that description so that everybody else can check it out from my page, my YouTube channel, and we'll go from there. But yeah, David Garcia, Pastor David Garcia, Dr. Reverend. He's got, he's been well sought out for many different reasons. Part of prophecy conferences over the years in Florida. Friends to people like Perry Stone and Jay Van Covering, who did God's News Behind the News back in the day. Assembly of God pastor, preacher, um, just a great Bible scholar, history buff. Short story before I go. Back in late '90s, he'd always call me up on his Monday off. Monday was his day of rest, and he would call me and say, "Hey, can you record this on video for me?" And back then it was my VHS recording device, recording off of broadcast television to make sure that he could watch this episode of whatever. And one of the ones that stood out for whatever reason, uh, the story of Horatio Hornblower. And up until that point, I don't think I've never heard that name before. So he enlightened me with his interest in history. So he was sort of influential in that. I was going to college at the time at a university or state university now, but it was a community college here in middle central Florida, Pasco Hernando Community College. And, I was really into the arts and history and culture and all that stuff, even after I joined the Navy and came out. I continued to learn and study humanities. It's been my focus really since the early '90s. And then he enlightened me with a couple other things just by him asking me to record these things. So I've also worked at the formerly known as the Brooksville Assembly of God, now called Grace World Outreach Church in Brooksville, Florida. He pastored there, and I worked with him in the sound booth, played drums also for the worship team, and sang in the choir. Led the singles ministry for a season, taught Royal Rangers, which is like a Boy Scouts in the Assemblies of God. Did a lot of things in that church, and but he was my pastor during that time. I lived in Florida for about 12 years, um, so it was always an honor to see him again and all that. But it was even more of an honor to launch his YouTube channel to get him in his teachings out there. He's a little rough, doesn't have anybody out there really helping him live, so I'm kind of like on standby to help him with his live tonight. So I'll be in his chat room, checking him out. So if you can, tune into that. But that's kind of what I'm working on right now. And also a little commercial. February 14th, providing there's no snowstorms blowing through, I will be teaching, yes, on Valentine's Day, I will be teaching at the Bread of Life Church Wednesday night for that service. So we will be live on their channel, and that's BOL Buffalo. If you want to log into that YouTube channel as well. All right, that's all I got for today. That's kind of where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. I'm into fantasy sports still, as always. Going to be working on other projects, but podcasting and broadcasting and just things, media work and studying history and Bible studies. That's really where I'm at right now. So tune in. I'm going to have more, hopefully, interactive sessions with people who are interested in things like this as well. But once again, Shawn P. Greene, ShawnPGreene.com. I don't think I even put my banner up there yet, but ShawnPGreene.com. If you want to get more information about me, all my stuff. Where is? Oh, well, okay. I got a Facebook page as well, but if you want to donate, ShawnPGreene.com. Go to ShawnPG716. You can go Cash App that or at Gmail for PayPal. And that's it. That's all I got. ShawnPGreene.com for the links for all this. Remember, you can call and leave a message, and maybe we'll put that message on the next broadcast. Ask a question. Tell me what you want to do this year with our show. Will you want to be a part of the guests? If you got a question, you want me to touch on a topic, whatever it is you want me to do. There's the American Truck Simulator I was trying to work on. Didn't quite get into that. Facebook page, Shawn P. Greene Show, The Shawn P. Greene Show. That's the page for it, but it's just Shawn Patrick Greene for my whole Facebook page. That's all I got. Shawn P. Greene. I'm your guest. I'm your host. And hopefully I'm entertaining you while I'm educating you. And for those that are haters, I hope I'm annoying you. I'm just kidding. No, I don't want to annoy you. God bless you guys. Tune in once again, ShawnPGreene.com. Go to the website and you will see all my links. Facebook, YouTube, Tubi. Tubi, I don't have a Tubi. Twitch, Rumble. I haven't really done some of the other things. I think Google Podcasts is going away, so that's going to transfer to Google Music or YouTube Music. But you got PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. I don't even work with the Patreon that much. I got a DoorDash link too. If you want to be a DoorDash driver, or if you want to use it, link that to help me for a purchase or a referral. Excuse me. You got the blogs. Uh-oh, here comes the hiccups. Anywho, thanks for listening and watching. I'll catch you back when we have a little bit more of a schedule of how we're going to do this. So thanks again, Shawn P. Greene, ShawnPGreene.com.